Yeah, stand up when you're finished. So how, because you weren't working on your iPad, that's right. So it don't work when it's plugged in? It don't work when it's plugged in? Cam, will you go grab what I just printed off the printer, please? Again, stand up when you're finished.
Sincere Blanco, please come to the front office. Sincere Blanco, please come to the front office.
If you're done, you should be standing. Stop talking. All right, have a seat. So, which measurements or what measurement do they have that is the same? That's or that they have in common? Cam. So the 8 feet. Yeah, whichever. Base height, we're not sure yet. I mean, technically, it's our rise would be the same. Okay. Which measurement is different? Nico. Okay, so the 12 feet and 8 feet. All right, and then C, it's saying which one is steeper and how do you know it's steeper? So which one do you, first of all, think is steeper, A or B? Ariana?
C.
Why?
Because it's closer to going straight down than it is.
Say it again.
Because it's closer to going straight down than it is.
Okay, I want you to use way better words and vocabulary than that because this is like week 87 of slope. So we should definitely be able to have a better explanation than it's than that. You're right. That's the reasoning, but let's use better terminology. Sebastian. So the slope is more vertical, or but that's not true, because the height is technically the same. The rise is the same. So we can't say that it's more vertical or it's less vertical, because technically you guys told me that the height is the same. So it has to do with how much we go our horizontal. All right, so B, because the horizontal distance is different. And when I say different, is B longer or shorter? Shorter. Okay, so technically the run is a less distant, has less distance. Also, if we simplified our slope for B and our slope for A, would we get the same slope? All right, so I have a question. What is our slope for A? Just give me the two numbers that tells me my rise over my run. 8/12. And then what is my slope for B? 8/8, which equals 1. So what is the slope, if I simplified this, what's the slope for this one? Nevaeh? Because we're going to divide it by 4, so you end up with 2/3. Okay? All right. So, talking about slope. This is when a linear relationship is graphed. The slope is a value used to describe the steepness of a line. Slope is the ratio of the vertical change compared to the horizontal change. Or your rise over your run. And slope is equal to the rate of change of a graph. I'm actually using it. All right, so a linear relationship graph is slope. We're talking about the ratio of vertical to horizontal, or rise over run, and slope is equal to the rate of change. All right, so we have how many different types of different slopes? Talking about 4 different types of slopes. So when it's starting here and end here, what kind of slope is this? What kind of slope is this when it starts in the bottom left and goes up to the top right? Ellie, it is a positive slope. All right, what about when it starts here and ends here? So it starts in the upper left and ends in the bottom right. Richard? Negative. Bless you. All right, now, how do we know the difference between an undefined and a 0? Like, what tells us what is undefined and what tells us what is 0?
A 0 line is a horizontal, and a line is
So a 0 line, the x equals what? X equals 0. And when we have the undefined line, our y equals what? Y'all tell me. What does your y equal if it's undefined? What is it? Anybody else? We got 1, we got 0. What, y'all tell me?
17.
That's about how I feel right now. 17 is about the legit answer I'm getting from guys. I need you to not make this difficult.
It'll be 0.
Huh? So then what is the only option? Yeah, but y'all be saying, some of y'all are like 1,
17.
17, 24.
729.
What's about? Again, that's how I feel. All right. Please make sure that you have x equals 0 for when a line or a slope is 0 and y equals 4 when a line is undefined. Now, again, we've talked a lot about finding slope on a graph. So you're going to choose 2 points on the graph. You're going to draw a right triangle to count. What do you think? What do we count when when we have a graph and we're going from one point that intersects directly in a corner to another? What do we find? Nico, I hope you are not sleeping. You look entirely too comfortable back there. All right. So what are we finding? Huh? Okay, we're finding the slope, but what do we find? Like when we go up or down and then, huh?
Rise up around.
Yes. So you count the rise and the run between the points. You set up the ratio or this little cool thing. And then what do you always have to try to do? No. You always have to try to simplify. Simplifying is the most important thing. Ben, apparently you need to bring Miss Vicky your notes for being out. Your mom said that you were supposed to do it this morning and you have not, so I need you to stop everything and do it right now. All right, and then you double check if the graph is positive or negative. How do we know it's going to be positive? How do we know that it's going to be positive? I'm not worried about him talking out. Go ahead, baby. All right. All right, so is there something that you can give me that would be really easy to know if a line is positive? Which direction is going up or down? Okay. And then if it's negative, which direction is it going, Jeffrey? Going down. So this is just something that I would keep in mind. So we know it's positive when it's going up. We know it's negative when it's going down. All right, so someone pick a point. I picked that point. You cannot pick that point. Someone pick a different point on your graph. So everybody pick a different point. You cannot pick the one I just picked. So I picked 2, 4. You cannot pick 2, 4. You have to pick something else that's on that line. Did you go? Let's go now, son. Go. Miss Vicky's about to call down here and strangle me. And then I'm going to come back and haunt you in my afterlife. All right, Nevaeh, what did you pick?
1 over 1 up.
So 1, 2. All right. What's another point that somebody picked that's not the one I picked or the one that Nevaeh picked?
1, 1.
You can't pick 1, 1 because it doesn't fall on the line. You have to pick a point that falls on the line, guys. I need y'all to listen. Brielle. 4, I didn't hear what you said. 4 over 8 up. All right, someone else give me another point that falls on this line. 3 and 6. So any one of these 2 points, we can find the slope. So we're going to rise 2 and run 1. Rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, and so on. So we have 2 and 1. So what is our rise? 2. What is the run? 1. So therefore, what is our slope? Huh? What's your question?
But it's in the line.
1 1 is not on the line, baby. 1 1 is right here. That does not fall on the line, sweetie pie.
Oh.
Okay, that falls on the line, absolutely. All right. Anybody else still need this? So slide over to 1 through 8. You guys are working together in your groups to solve these problems. You are finding the slope. You must show me the rise over the run. So that means you find a point, you put a dot, then you show me if you're going right or left, up or down, just like we did on Friday with that assignment after the quiz. When you are finished, you and your partner need to bring me your paper. I will check over it, and then I will give you your homework. Go ahead, get started. If you just push the bottom part in, there you go. So you're working together with your partners at your table. If you don't want to work together, you do not have to. Actually, I think I'm going to set a timer and we're going to end up going over this together. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically speaking,
No.
who's
No.
take the question now?
What? What?
How do we find this mistake?
Miss Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
For this question, what would the y-intercept be?
You don't need the y-intercept because we're not finding y-intercept.
Oh,
We're just finding slope. Nico, wake up. No, you ain't. I heard you snore. That's how I knew you were asleep back there. Close. Yeah.
Does that mean there's no, like, if it's like a straight line, does it mean there's no rise and no run?
Right.
Because you can't rise it. So it's, yeah, because it's 0, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Make sure you simplify your answers. So like that one needs to be simplified.
1 over negative 1. So like,
Yeah.
okay. And should I just put it as 3 or 3 over 1?
3's fine.
Okay.
You guys have 40 seconds. Well, you slept for 7 of it. I mean, the timer was only set for 6. Me too. Who? I have 4 of them in the room, so I was just trying to like spread out so there's less germs in one area.
Does that make it worse?
No. All right, let's go ahead and go over these. So for the first one, what is our answer for number 1? Raiden. Negative half. Yep. So for the first one, it should be negative half. All right, what about for the next one, number 2, Richard? 0. All right, what about for the next one, number 3, Nico?
3.
No. Why? Why is it not 3? What do you gotta be careful with this graph about? Brielle? The y-axis. What about the y-axis? It increases by 3. So technically, your rise over your run is 4 over 2, but you have to multiply your 4 times 3. Okay, which actually gives you 12 over 2, which then becomes 6. All right, number 4. Cam, number 4.
Y equals -3 over 2.
Not negative 3, because you're increasing. Your line is going from left to right.
Well,
Positive. So it's 3 halves. All right. For number 5, what did we come up with? Anthony.
1
And make sure, guys, that on this one you notice that it's increasing by 2s. All right. Number 6. What did we come up with? Jeffrey? -4/3. All right. So why or what mistake did Lewis do to where it is not half? So what is his mistake first off, Anthony? He didn't read the graph right. So on the left side, what is it increasing by? Nevaeh, it's increasing by 5. On the bottom, it's increasing by what? 1. So he misread the graph, which gave him the wrong answer. So what is the correct answer then? Nevaeh? 5 what? Yes, 5/2. All right, and then number 8, it says the graph shows the linear relationship between number of bagels a bagel shop has remaining and the number of customers served so far that day. You have to find the rate of change. So essentially you have to find the unit rate of this. So what do you notice the right side is increasing by? What is the, I guess it's decreasing, sorry. Decreasing by 25. So it's decreasing by 25, and then your x-axis, what is it increasing by? Stop. What is it increasing by? Brayden? 20. So this is how I found out, like I solved this one. I found the rise over the run, and then I multiplied it by 25, and I multiplied it by 10. Why did I only multiply it by 10 and not 20? Does anybody know? Did I run 1 or did I run 2? Y'all tell me. Did I move over 1 or did I move over 2? 1. So does that explain why I only multiplied it by 10 and not by 20? Yes or no? Like, honestly, guys. All right, so you end up with -50/10. When you simplify that, that's -5 bagels per customer. Please make sure that you get this glued into your notebook. On the next blank, right page, you need to write slope and rate of change homework. And today's date, which is 12/4. Nope, I do not have any glue sticks to give any children. I'm not giving any supplies out to anybody until after Christmas. But what? No, it's not my job to provide y'all with your stuff. I had like 50 scissors, I'm down to like 20. Ow. Because people still scissors, like giant scissors.
Sudan.
What's the point of stealing it?
That's true. That feels.
Like, I'm gonna give it to you, but. All right. You have this for homework. When you are finished, you are working on Delta Math. It's the greatest thing on earth. No, you guys lost that privilege. For a hot minute, yeah.